Living in a Chevy Bolt, an all-electric car, may be the answer to my struggle with living full-time in my car. Well, for those who don't know, I live full-time out of my Jeep Renegade, which I'm in now. I have for 3 years. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. But in my journey of living in my car, overall, it's been great. I'm middle-aged. I'm 39 as I make this. I've lived in my car for 3 years, for 2 of those years in New Jersey, for the last year and a half in Florida. And overall, the experience has been good, but the most challenging part of living in your car is extreme weather. When it's too hot or too cold. Now, for me, as someone who intentionally and wants to live most of their time in Florida, with the exception of hurricane season, I have to try to figure out how to handle extreme heat and have air conditioner. So when you live in your car, you don't want to idle your car all night because that's dangerous. The fumes from the car, and it can be dangerous with carbon monoxide. And also, if you're stealth camping, or depending on where you're camping, it's just not wise to run your car. I have an inverter pack, which helps me run a fan, but it doesn't have enough capacity to run any type of air conditioning. And I don't really have room to put an actual air conditioner in my car. So, for those who know and been watching, I've been thinking about possibly purchasing a hybrid vehicle, whether it's a Toyota Prius or even a RAV4, because it appears that you can run the air conditioning off the second hybrid battery for the vehicle, and then during the course of the night, the car would only turn on to recharge that hybrid battery and then turn off. And for those who live in their vehicle, we have one guy, AJ, who lives in his Toyota Prius down in Miami, and a guy in Tennessee, and Ryan from Utah, who live in their Prius. So they've all kind of testified to, if you run your air conditioning at night at a somewhat hot day, it will turn on 2 to 3 times in the course of an hour for a couple minutes to recharge. So the Prius or the hybrid vehicle seems to be a possible solution to handle the problem of climate control. Climate control is one of the problems I'm currently having living in my car. I could still do it, but I want to make things a little bit better. And I'm not sure if I want to commit to an RV. And really, if I'm going to upgrade to another vehicle, if I'm not going to get climate control solved while sleeping in my car, it doesn't really seem to make sense to upgrade because I'm not gaining one of the things I need to solve. It's a problem of climate control I need to solve. So, all electric vehicles. An electrical vehicle doesn't have an engine. It doesn't make noise. It runs on electric. So the air conditioner, when you run it, there's no engine making noise. There's no engine starting up. And I've only done some research, so leave a comment below if you have experience living in an electrical vehicle or you just know some data on it. If you run the air conditioning on an electrical vehicle or even the heating, it should be able to run continuously. I have read that for some vehicles, there's like a shut-off feature that if your car is just idling, electric car is just idling with the air conditioning on, it shut off in like an hour or so. So that may be the case, but even that, I'm sure there's ways you can work around it. I've read some things. Or you can stay camped at a charging station, at a public electrical charging station. Those are open 24/7, most of them. And, you can legally charge your car, and some of them take like 8 hours to fully charge on a public charging station. While you're charging for 8 hours legally, you're paying for it, you sleep in your car. That's a win-win, and you're running your air conditioning, and there's no engine making fumes. So, I still got to do more research, but I think the electric vehicle may be an option. Now, here's the thing. There's only a few electrical vehicles on the market right now in the United States of America. So the most popular is the Tesla. However, they're very expensive, and I'm not sure where you can get them serviced if you needed to do maintenance. I see a lot of them on the road, but I don't think for the average person, unless you had a lot of money, that they're cost effective to do something like full-time living in your car. So for me, what I've seen as the next best option is the Chevy Bolt. The Chevy Bolt EV model, which is all electric. It retails for around $30,000. There are different discounts that you can get for it. but let's just say around 30,000 without any discounting or anything like that. Now I gotta do some research. I may do a video from the car dealership on, trying to figure out this climate control thing. But guys, an electric vehicle, it never makes noise. You can go to a campground at a tent site, plug in the electrical hookup, charge your thing. You got the air conditioning on. None of your neighbors in the campsite know that you're running your vehicle. You can go to a public electrical charge station, okay? Charge your vehicle, legally park there because you're legally sleep in your vehicle. Now, obviously, you have to use wisdom because I'm sure if you abuse any privileges that you get in trouble. But it's something I'm thinking about, okay? And now, it isn't free from what I've read. I got to do more research. It isn't free to use electrical charging stations. So there is a cost associated with that. It's not like you're never paying for gas. You're not paying for gas because you don't have an engine. However, you're going to pay some fee for the charging of your vehicle at public charge stations. Now, if you're at a campsite, you're plugging in for free and you're charging your battery. Now, here's the thing. The electrical Chevy Bolt EV gets a range of approximately 250 miles on a fully charged battery, approximately. So that means that when you fully charge the battery for that car, you can drive up to 250 miles without having to recharge. However, that's a concern. You have to plan your trip almost like an RV, that there are public charge stations in the area you plan to be based on the mileage you plan to drive. Now, 250 miles is longer than most people's daily commute back and forth. So you could definitely navigate around it with some careful planning. However, if you were going to be like a boondocker going in the middle of nowhere and driving long distances out in rural areas, it wouldn't work for you. But for me, an urban stealth camper, this may be a win. This may be a win. We'll see. But it solves the climate control. It's never going to make noise. You're never going to disturb the neighbors. Look, I got to look into it, but I want to make this video. I want to get you guys some feedback. So let me know if you have any information on the Chevy Bolt or any full electric car. What do you think about this option? It may even be better than the hybrid. Now, the benefit with the hybrid is you also have gas, so you kind of never get stranded. You're always going to have some type of gas station. Now, with the all-electric, you can still do it, but you're going to have to very much plan around where charge stations are and try not to ever be too far away from those charge stations based on your battery levels. But guys, we're brainstorming. These are mental exercises. If you watch my channel, you know this is all part of how you talk something out before you go to the dealership. Because you don't want to go to the dealership all happy that you got climate control, you can stealth anywhere, and then like you say, sign me up. So I'm talking this out, okay, before, and researching on my own and asking for your viewpoint if you have any knowledge before we go to the dealership. So guys, leave a comment below about this subject. Click that thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're not, check out my playlist and my Patreon. I will see you guys in the next one. Maybe from an electric vehicle. Peace and love.